how does the background in engineering affect your leadership?
Yeah, it's funny. I had an early conversation with an employee where I kind of I don't remember exactly what he was asking me, but like the way he asked it actually was sort of like it made me think about what is my like CEO archetype. And I think that that's sort of like baked into your question a little bit. Like you have some CEOs that are like sales CEOs and some like engineering CEOs. And I kind of think of some of each, like the Zoom CEO, Eric Yuan, like definitely like he was CTO at WebEx. And so like definitely probably brings this more engineering mindset to it. And then you can think of other like sales oriented CEOs. And I was a software engineer after college for 6 years, but then had spent 5 years at Rocket Ship doing technology stuff, but not at all software engineering. And so I couldn't really code actually by the time we started Swing. We leaned pretty heavily, maybe this goes against my honesty thing earlier with investors, but we actually leaned pretty heavily on the fact that like me, Asha, and Oz were all like technical. We all had computer science backgrounds. I was a software engineer. I think it has helped because I think I've been able to communicate with Oz and our engineering and product teams really well. It certainly helps me know what's possible much faster, but I couldn't really code. Asha's probably written a lot more lines of code, and she was never a professional software engineer. And so I think I've often felt like I don't really fit any of the archetypes of like CEO. Asha was better at sales than I was, still is. Asha's way better at engineering than I ever was, even when we worked together as software engineers. And so I don't know, I think it's made it so that I can kind of dabble in all these different worlds, but it actually has led me to just like wonder where exactly I should focus my time. I think most people would, without a technical background, it would be much easier to just kind of turn something over and let someone else deal with it. And in some ways, I think it's more difficult to manage engineering, knowing a little bit. Yeah.
Right. You find yourself peering over the shoulder at the the code base.
Yeah, and I actually find myself being very empathetic to like the problems that they have, like, and maybe in particular because I wasn't probably just not that good of a software engineer when I was doing it. I was like, yeah, it is really hard to get stuff done on time. Like,
that's
you're right.
Yeah. Well, yeah, empathy seems like you have some empathy and humility. Good leadership qualities for sure.